For the second installment in my series covering fascist politics using Dr. Jason Stanley's book, How Fascism Works, The Politics of Us versus Them, I will be talking about propaganda. As Dr. Stanley says, and I quote, "It is hard to advance a policy that will harm a large group of people in straightforward terms. Propaganda allows fascist politicians to gain political power by concealing their true goals and by uniting people under widely held ideals. More often than not, these movements use propaganda in anti-corruption campaigns to fight against supposed corruption when they themselves are engaging in corrupt practices. This is because the definition of propaganda is different between the fascist and your everyday politician. To the former, corruption has nothing to do with the law, but instead with purity. The corruption of the status quo, of certain ideals, and of tradition. Women in positions of political power, same-sex marriage, healthcare for all, that is what the fascist would see as corrupt. This propaganda will typically claim to defend individual liberties and freedoms, but the liberties and freedoms they supposedly defend rely on the oppression of other groups. For instance, during the Confederacy, the liberty of the white man was directly tied to the enslavement of others, because as long as others were doing their work for them, then they were free to do as they pleased. The liberty to speak freely is also often co-opted by the far right, but they oftentimes push that freedom to its limits and, ironically, use it to infringe on other people's rights to speak freely. Ultimately, propaganda by fascist politicians rely on using emotion over reason, and they also do this through anti-intellectualism. So join me in my next installment where I will be talking about anti-intellectualism.